I'm going to be testing our known chemicals and our two unknowns to decide if they will dissolve in water, and then I'm going to test that solution to see if it will conduct electricity. The first one I'm going to test is sodium chloride. I'm going to put in 4 little scoops. Give it a little stir. And most of it has dissolved. There's a little bit on the bottom, but I can clearly tell that a lot of it dissolved. So this was the sodium chloride. Now I'm going to use a conductivity probe, and I'm going to test to see if it will conduct electricity. When I stick this in the solution, the number should go into the thousands here if it conducts electricity. If it doesn't go past 1,000, then it's more or less non-conductive. So let's test for sodium chloride. As you can see, the value went above 30,000. This one is very conductive. So I'm rinsing off the probe with distilled water to try to get my conductivity probe to read back to 0. So I'm going to continue rinsing until it reads 0. Good. Now we can move on to our next one, which is C12H22O11, which is table sugar. I'm going to use this one. Same thing here. 4 scoops of this. I'll give this one a little stir. So I would say again, most of it has dissolved. There's a little bit at the bottom, but definitely not 4 scoops worth. So it did dissolve. And now let's test the conductivity. So we see that it went up to about 7 or 8. It didn't go past 1,000, so we're going to say that this one does not conduct electricity with water. So we're going to rinse until we get to 0. That's good. Our last known chemical is potassium chloride. Three and 4 scoops of that. Give it a little stir. And more or less, I don't see very much at the bottom at all. So this one looks like it does dissolve in water. And then we will test for conductivity. So this one's going up into like 37,000 plus. And that was potassium chloride. Now we're getting ready to test the two unknowns. The unknowns are number 1 and 2. Unknown 1 is a white solid as well. And we're going to scoop 4 scoops into it. Give this one a stir. And it's a little bit cloudy, but there's definitely not a lot on the bottom. So I think this one dissolved as well. So now we can test conductivity. So this one's 22,000 about. So that was unknown 1. And then the last one we're going to test is unknown 2. And unknown 2 is also a white solid. And we will do 2 scoops of that. Stir it up. A little more. Again, a little bit at the bottom, but I could probably stir it more if I wanted to. Now we're going to test the conductivity. I'm going to rinse this off again because it's not at 0. I'm going to make sure it's as clean as possible so we get accurate results. Good. That's reset at 0. Let's go ahead and test this one. So again, it's not 0, but it definitely didn't go past 1,000. So this one's probably non-conductive in water. So now you're going to use these results to try to determine the identity of unknown 1 and 2.